What's up, guys? It's T. Kyle here, and it is Sunday night. The VMAs are still going on right now. I shut them off, honestly, to film this video because they were so terrible. And I'm sorry, MTV, you know I love you. I've got my Moon Man globe back there from when I used to work for you guys. I don't know what happens. Like, something got lost in the flow, and it's just too much advertisements and sponsored, and cutting off performers to GoPush.com is so fucked up. It's just not cool. I don't know. It's missing its magic, but that's a whole other story. So it's still going on right now, but I wanted to get on here today because we're going to be breaking down the new Taylor Swift video. And the reason why I want to do this is because it was directed by Joseph Kahn, and I'm going to tweet this video. When I post this video, I'm going to tweet this at him to see if he watches it, because I think he is a genius. He did Toxic, he did Womanizer. I just think he is so talented and such a genius. And when I was watching this video, I knew going into it that he was the director and that Taylor had such an opportunity to like really do something with this one. And so I was watching it like a hawk, and I watched it back, and you see all the different visual elements that he threw into this. And I mean, I'm assuming it was him that came up with various ideas here. And it's so smart. And so, you guys, I live for this shit. Like, I've got my notes. We've got 2 pages of notes. I'm going to go in and we're gonna break down this entire video from start to finish. There's a couple spots that I can't really figure out yet, so definitely feel free to leave a comment below, because I'll let you guys know where I'm kind of not filling in the gaps with certain parts. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to avoid any kind of see you in court situation. I am going to just show you guys screenshots on the screen of the different things that I'm talking about. I feel like that is fair use and should be fine, and I shouldn't have any problems, but you know, Taylor does like own everything, so I could literally see me in court tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the video starts out in a graveyard, smoke, gravestones. You've got that aerial shot with, and if you see me looking this way, it's because I've got my laptop over here, but I don't, you know, want to play any music and get sued. But anyway, so you see this aerial shot and you see all the gravestones forming T Swift. It's kind of just an opening credit. Now, I saw someone on Twitter say that she is like trying to be Thriller in this video. I think that is so not true. I think that this scene is actually more literal in the sense of setting the stage for her reputation being dead. I think it's meant to be more literal. You see the gravestone say Taylor Swift's reputation. This is also a self-referencing scene to her video for Out of the Woods, which was also directed by Joseph Kahn. So when you see her crawling out of the grave, that is actually almost a shot-for-shot scene from her video, her own video for Out of the Woods, and the blue dress and the same hair, and it's kind of like an old Taylor dead crawling. My first thought when I saw this video was that actually this graveyard possibly took place in the scene from Out of the Woods and is now like filled with all of her old selves. Then you see her in the graveyard, everything's tilted, and she pulls the graveyards with a tilted stage. Now I think this is a reference to Kanye West and his stage being tilted for the, whatever that tour was, My Life of Pablo maybe. Don't drag me for getting certain things wrong, but I think that's what that is referencing. Then you get another wide shot, and if you look in the back, I'm telling you, when I watch videos, you never watch what's happening like in the front. You always look to the sides to see what's really going on. And you see her shoveling dirt over her old self, and look in the back, the gravestone says Niall Stroberg, and we all know who that is, Taylor's alleged ghostwriter name for the Rihanna song where Taylor snuck in and was like, you know, you can hear the Taylor part when she does the whatever. But Niles, I guess, is dead, and she's no longer ghostwriting, and now she's back. So then it switches to a shot of Taylor in a bathtub with diamonds and jewels. Now, okay, there's 2 things that I think about this scene. There's one that I think is fucked up that I hope it's not a reference for. And then there's another one, which was my initial thought that I kind of want it to be. So do we start with the good one or the bad one? We start with the good one. So the good one is when I first saw this and she's kind of sitting there conniving and you can just see her like strategizing and planning and she's got like the gun. It almost reminded me of she's this rich girl, she's this rich woman and she spends all of her time bathing in diamonds, just sitting at home, strategizing and conniving ways to like get back at people, like kind of painting that own picture that the media has made about her. That was my initial one. She was kind of like dragging herself in that by saying, yeah, I just sit at home in my diamonds all day and I fucking think about how I'm gonna take all of you down. Maybe she does. But then the second part that I was thinking, because I rewatched it, and there's the shot of the hand. There's a shot of the hand, and there's rings. And there's like a focus on the rings, and the rings are snakes. And I immediately was like, oh no. I really hope she is not referencing Kim Kardashian here with the rings, getting thrown into the bathtub, like the robbery with the gun, like, I don't know. That, I mean, it was just, when I saw the ring in the bath, like the jewels, and it was like the gun, I don't know. I really hope that's not the reference that is happening here because it's really fucked up and I think that crosses a line. Like, I like shadiness. I love the subtle referencing. I think she's doing a lot of self-dragging in this video, which is why I like it and why I think it's so smart, but I really hope that's not the reference. But I did just wanna, I'm giving you everything I wrote. So while she is laying there, you also see to her, what is that, her right, there's a single dollar bill laying in all the diamonds with her. And I think that's symbolic of her recent case against that guy where she just sued him for a dollar bill, self-referencing. Okay, so then all the mirrors open up and it opens up to this new scene where she's like in this throne, in this red dress, red, you know, whatever you want to make of the color red, the devil, evil, like it usually has like a more negative connotation to it in terms of like color theory, whatever. Anger, jealousy, the devil, evil, like those things are kind of associated with the color red. So you've got Taylor in the center in this throne wearing red. And then if you look at the pillars on the side of her and also on her armrest, it says et tu Brute. Forgive my pronunciation if I just fucked that up. Caesar utters these words as he's being stabbed to death, having recognized his friend Brutus among the assassins.
Brutus is just as cute as Caesar. Okay, Brutus is just as smart as Caesar. People totally like Brutus just as much as they like Caesar. And when did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everybody, huh? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar!
So it's basically, you know, Caesar was asking, like, is that you, Brutus? Like, you're out there, like, you, my old friend, are helping assassinate me. So there's all these snakes that are around her and slithering like on the pillars and on the walls and on the chair. She's referencing the fact that someone who was a friend betrayed her. Is it Kim? Is it Katie? We don't know. Then the other thing I noticed was the snake that swirled up and had the teacup serving the tea. So you have the snake serving the tea to Taylor. So the reference there is, who is the actual snake? Is Taylor the snake, or is the snake the one who is serving the tea? Just a thought. The teacup also could be, you know, the iconic Kimoji is what I thought of. So, you know, she's serving the tea, but the snake is the one doing the serving. Then we have this car crash, and you've got this like queen, diva, shades, gold, everything, crashing her car. And I don't know, I feel like this is supposed to be a hybrid of everyone who's kind of feuding with her. I think it's like Kim and Katie mixed into this new character that she's created. Taylor in this is wearing a snakeskin dress. My thought was that this is a reference to Katie, and then there is that shot where it literally looks like Katie. I mean, you look at this shot, I will put it up, it looks like Katie. I think that is probably, honestly, the most obvious reference there, and she is holding a Grammy. And if you are on Stan Twitter, or you know anything about these feuds, the one thing Stan Twitter loves to always bring up is the fact that Katie does not have any Grammys. So this is an obvious tease to that. Stan Twitter, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Stan Twitter, it's basically like all the different fan groups on Twitter that are like so rabid. They just like all fight each other over everything. And so the Katy Cats will like fight with the Swifties over, you know, oh, like you don't have a Grammy or like this and that. You can't sing. Like it's these elements that Stan Twitter fights over. Some people take it way too seriously. For me, pop culture is all about referencing and these like little shady feuds that aren't really that serious. And so this video is giving us a lot of those. Let me continue. The next shot is my favorite. And this is when Taylor is swinging in the swing, in the cage. This is a straight up visual celebration, reference, homage to Lindsay Lohan's iconic, underrated single, Rumors. I'm tired of rumors starting. I'm sick of being followed. She's in that cage. It's a bird cage. Everyone's watching her and they're staring at her like she's some animal. And you know what? This isn't, in my opinion, stealing from Rumors. This is referencing it and referencing the word rumors and that song. And I screamed. I like actually audibly gasped, and I really loved this part of the video. Next up, we have Taylor in a cat mask, and she is with some other girls and they are robbing a bank. Now at first, my initial reaction to seeing this was it reminded me of Pussy Riot, which if you guys don't know what that is, again, I'm gonna read something so that I don't get it wrong. Pussy Riot is a Russian feminist protest punk rock group based in Moscow, founded in August of 2011. It's about 11 women aged 20 to 33. They usually are wearing some kind of a mask, and that was my original thought when I saw this scene, was that she's self-referencing the fact that she, you know, gets labeled as like a feminist, and then, you know, people have called her a Trump supporter because she hasn't talked about the election, and so people assume that she voted for Trump. And I don't know, just the visual of this kind of made me think of all those things. I can't really piece it all together. But then you see them storm out of the bank, and this is when my references changed, because they all, the kitty cat masks, and then she has the tiger. A tiger, don't lose no sleep. Katy, they storm out, and you see on the top, the ticker, it says Stream Co, right? Yes, it says Stream Co. And I was like, wait a minute, this might have changed here, because we all know that she put all of her albums on streaming the same day that Witness launched. And everyone was saying that she was like stealing the spotlight from Katy, stealing streams, stealing Katy's like #1. And then I was like, oh shit, she's robbing the Streaming Co. Maybe? Is this a self-reference to the fact that she dropped all of her albums on Spotify and streaming services the same day that Witness came out? It also kind of reminded me, could you see like them storm past all these executives that are sitting at these tables, and it says Streaming Co. Oh my God, there's a siren. Oh my God, there's a siren. See me in court. Also, when you see her and this little posse storm out, you see them kind of barrel past all these like businessy looking people, and then the Streaming Co, and it's this bank of money. And it kind of also reminded me of the fact that, you know, she really had that big pull with Apple Music and paying, you know, artists and paying people, and she kind of like broke that barrier with her power, I guess. And maybe she's just self-referencing the fact that she can control the music industry with her releases or whatever. I don't know, just tossing it out there. The next scene that happens that I can't really put my finger on, which is her with the motorcycles and like the chains and everything. It kind of gave me like Lady Gaga Telephone a little bit, but that doesn't make sense. Like I can't, there's no connection there. So I don't know. Do you guys have anything with the motorbikes and this whole scene? The next scene is the squad, and I love this part of the video, mainly because I love the colors and the filming of it, and it's just, I mean, it's an editorial, this is an editorial shoot. Like these could be high-end editorial photographs. And I think that is part of the reference here, is that Taylor has this squad of models and allegedly, well, not allegedly, but you know, she has this squad and it's all these perfect, you see them, they have, it's almost like these masks that they have on, and they're all just perfectly smooth skin, perfect makeup, perfect physique. And Taylor is at the top, kind of positioned like a Hunger Games moment here, where she's either selecting new people to be in her squad and they're ultimately set up for failure, kind of like the Hunger Games, like you get picked from the squad, but you're being sent off to die, or she's just controlling this group of squad members. And you see on these screens here, she's got like the cat, the 13, and it's kind of, it almost reminded me of these propaganda messages, like, you know, controlling all of their minds and feeding them all of this Taylor Swift propaganda, like you're all in my squad and you have to follow these things. Also, this part of the video, and this is not what it is referencing. Honestly, I really don't think it is, but I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. It's giving me Not Myself Tonight, Christina Aguilera tease a little bit with like the whip and the latex. You guys, listen, anytime in life that I can reference and talk about Bionic, I will absolutely do it. So go buy Bionic on iTunes, underrated, Christina Aguilera, also buy Lotus on iTunes, Queen. Then the last shot of this scene, you see Taylor in this kind of pit, and there's all these dead squad members, and Taylor's the only one laying there, and it's kind of like, are those past members that didn't make it, and Taylor's the only one that makes it out? I don't know. Again, I like all the other shots of this video, I don't think she's doing this seriously, like I am this squad leader. I think she's doing this all to be self-referencing the narrative, and I don't know. I mean, this is all hypothetical, allegedly, don't sue me for anything I'm saying. I'm just trying to give you guys like what these visuals are giving me, and yeah, is she the only one in the squad who's going to make it out alive? Okay, now this next scene we need to break down, because this is the part that I'm having some confusion with. So she busts through these two doors, and there's all these gays in this room, and they all gasp, and they're like, oh my God, she's here, everyone get in line, like get in line. And there's a little subtle moment where, I believe it's Todrick, yes. So they all are like shocked, and then they get in line, and then Todrick looks really quickly, and he almost has this look of like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we getting in line? Why are we following her? And so, I don't know if this is referencing sort of this idea that the gays need to fall in line with every pop queen, or like, I don't know. I mean, I'm gay, so it's like, you know, if Britney Spears fucking charged through two doors in front of me, like that Twister dance commercial, you guys know what I'm talking about? If Britney Spears charged through two doors, I would literally get in line and do whatever she told me to do. So I don't know if this is referencing the gay culture and how we like all fall in line with our queens, and we like worship our queens, and we will do whatever our queens do, and we will dance the way that they dance, and we like want to be them. I don't know. And I mean, I love my queens of pop, so I don't know if that's what she's referencing and is like a whole by charging into this room, and then they all get in line and start dancing and doing choreography, and I don't know. There's also the shot where they all come out and they're holding the walkie-talkies almost as if, you know, we're here to take orders or we're here to tell you what to do. I don't know. Then you see her sawing off the wing of a plane, which is, we'll talk about that at the end because I think that has to do with the final message of the video. But then you see her in line and everyone has the I Heart TS shirt and they're all wearing earpieces. Like, so you see the shirt, I Heart TS, and they have the earpiece in. Now, I don't know if the earpiece was a mistake and that's not meant, like if that was part of the filming process, like they put a thing in their ear so they could hear the music, or it could also be referencing stan culture in general. Like each queen of pop has her house of gays, which I know sounds like, I don't like when people like say like my gays, my gays, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not an object. Well, if Britney Spears called me her gay, I would be like, yes, but I don't like, we're not objects, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not these little like accessories, but I'm wondering if maybe there's something there that she's referencing by like, so you have the queen of pop in the middle, and then you have all the gays that are listening with the music in their ear, and they have the merch, and then they just like do choreo. You know what I mean? Like there's something there to the culture. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I think about it and I'm like, I think about my friends and my fan base, the Britney fandom, and me and my friends do that. Like I can do the VMA choreo, and like when we all go to the bar, everyone does like, you know, Slave for You. Like we're all in a line doing Slave for You. So this happens when we like are out at the bar. Like what else can I do? You know, like Oops, I Did It Again comes on and we're like, I play with your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have our queens and they all have their choreo, and there's something, that's kind of what I'm making of this whole scene. A lot of people said that she was copying Beyonce, but I don't think Joseph Kahn would do that. I don't think he would allow, like he's, I think, such a creative genius that he's not gonna go and copy Beyonce is like fucking queen. You know, he's not gonna go out there copying Beyonce. I don't think that was the case here. The next scene is Taylor, there's a big T, and she's got rep, and she's in all black, and she is standing on the top of this pyramid of all the past Taylors. So you have like the VMA Taylor, you have Shake It Off Taylor. I want Britney to do this. Like I want 2017 Britney to just stand amongst all the other Britneys, like clawing. Oh, that's what I thought when I saw this, was just like she's referencing all of her past looks, all of her past videos, all of her past pop culture moments. And for me, what this represents is that she's, as an artist, she has this entire back catalog of looks and songs and tours and videos and, you know, everything, visuals, and they're all clawing to get back up because they've been dominated by the new Taylor at the top. And I think that the one that's standing at the top that says rep is meant to be her reputation, and that Taylor's reputation now has become the top of the pyramid. Like she's no longer, you know, the good girl that, you know, or the country girl or the nerdy girl or whatever old Taylor you want to call her. She's not any of those anymore because her reputation has taken over. It's outshadowed and outpowered all of the other old Taylors. You see them all like struggling and they look like they're in pain and they're like screaming, and I'm thinking about like all the other queens of pop who could do something similar to this. And they're all like screaming out in pain, like, help me, like, don't forget about me. And it's like they're lost and they're dying and they're just clawing to remain relevant. All references aside to this, you know, specifically, like if you take Taylor out of the equation here, visually, so well done. I mean, A+ for quality and visuals, and I'm sure like the green screen work and the 3D work and the compositing of this scene with just like the different, I don't wanna get too technical here, but gorgeous. Then you have another shot again, she's on the phone saying, sorry, the old Taylor's dead, and she's got the rings. It's almost like this new persona, the 2017 Taylor Swift, who, you know, Regina George in sheep's clothing, and she's a snake, and she's evil, like kind of this new persona that has been painted. Whether you think that she created that persona herself and that it's accurate or not, that is up to you to decide. I'm not telling you either way, but what I'm saying is like this new persona is taking over and all the other ones are dead. The next part is this choreo scene, and I'm lost on this part. I think it kind of goes back to what I was saying before about how like we all have our queens of pop and like choreography and dancing and pop music, and it's such a big part of pop music. I mean, you know, we were just watching the VMAs, and you think performances and choreography and dancing and performing is such a huge part of that. I mean, we think, you want to talk about VMAs, we think the snake, you think Britney in the nude cat suit, and yeah, I mean, performing is such a huge part of pop culture, so that's kind of what I was thinking there. Then lastly, the final scene, they're in this aircraft hangar, and for me, you see in the background, you've got this plane that is sprayed Reputation, and the plane is meant to be Taylor's career. Like, that's supposed to be her projected new career. It's in the hangar, it hasn't taken off yet, but this Taylor that you see in the background, you don't really get a close-up of her, but she's covered in blood and she had that chainsaw. I think that's symbolic of her reputation, like that's that Taylor, and she sawed the wings off of her career. So it's like saying, like, you know, you're not going anywhere because your reputation has ruined your career, so I'm gonna saw the wings off of your career, and this plane ain't going anywhere. But that's what I took from the plane reference. And then you have all the Taylors that are like waiting in the wings of the plane, and they're lost. I mean, they're like, where do I go? What do I do? I mean, the way that they styled this part, she looks exactly like she did at the VMAs when Kanye yanked the mic. I was like, holy shit. And then the old school Taylor with the guitar, I mean, they did a phenomenal job visually with this part. This is obviously, I mean, I don't even think I have to spell it out for you guys. This is the most obvious self-referencing part of the video. I mean, you see the Taylor Swift, you know, from the video where she's like holding up the signs and she's like, you okay? I forget the song, sorry. She references the surprise face, how everyone's like, you're annoying for always doing that. You've got the Shake It Off Taylor standing there. The Snake Queen is there. The Rumors Taylor is there. Then you've got the one that's like, there she goes, playing the victim again. And I mean, it's something that's always said about her. She's referencing it. Again, I don't know who that Taylor is supposed to be. Can someone point that out? I don't understand, like, the biker Taylor, but she's referencing literally her entire career. Like, the media landscape of her career is played out here. And then at the end, that's the moment right there. I mean, it's one of the most memorable, iconic Taylor Swift moments from the VMAs when she was standing there, Kanye yanked the mic. I was there for that, by the way. If you guys want a little mini story here, I was in the pit for that VMAs because back in my college days, well, I'm still like a huge pop culture stan, but I used to go to all these tapings of everything and just be a seat filler. I was in the pit, and when I tell you that shit was so shocking, my jaw was on the floor. Then Kanye walks off. Taylor was standing there. She starts, and the cameras went off, so you guys didn't see all this. So I'm gonna tell you what I saw with my 2 eyes. Don't sue me, anyone. I'm literally repeating the truth here. So Taylor just stood there. It happens. The lights go dark. We go to commercial, and she just starts bawling. I mean, like, sobbing. And I don't know if there's any pictures or video. I really don't think there was, because this is before MTV did, like, that all access backstage stuff. So she, like, no lie, is, like, bawling, sobbing. And then Taylor Lautner came up behind her, like, to be like, are you okay? And helped walk her backstage because it was dark. And so, you know, the stage was dark and it was hard to see. So she walks, I was on the, I guess it was stage left. So she walks out with Taylor Lautner, like, bawling, hardcore sobbing. Pink, you know Pink, Queen, is literally jumping over chairs. Like, she was hopping over the seats at Radio City trying to fight Kanye West. I think that there was a story about it somewhere, but like, she was actually trying to fight Kanye in the audience. And Kanye was sitting in the audience in the front. He had like a bottle of like he was drinking from a bottle like the whole time. And Beyonce was in the front row, Flawless Queen, and her jaw, I remember looking and seeing her, and her jaw was just like, I mean, I think they showed that got on air, but it was wild. So she is referencing, I mean, one of her biggest moments, and then one of her most recent biggest moments where she says, I would very much like to be excluded from this narrative. And literally everyone's just like, shut up! I was just talking about this the other day in my video where I talked about the Peaches Operate Mean Girls beat and how excited it made me that pop culture was getting like smart and creative and self-referencing again. And then this came out and I was just so excited by it because I'm not even, you guys know, I'm not like, Taylor's not one of my biggest queens here, but this is what pop culture is all about. It's about referencing, using visuals and pulling from inspiration from different places and getting shady and being smart about it. I love it. Joseph Kahn is a fucking genius. I mean, in the video he did for Womanizer, when Britney is like cooking in the kitchen and she's like cooking dinner for that guy, and the guy is supposed to be, you know, like Kevin Federline, who is allegedly a womanizer, and it's like about him, and he checks his phone and the date on it is 4/20 and allegedly was like a weed smoker. You know, like it's things like that, these smart, really subtle references in videos that make pop culture so amazing. So kudos to you, Joseph Kahn. I'm going to tweet this at you and see if I got any of the references right. Maybe you'll watch my video. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. That is what I pulled in my notes. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Is there anything else I missed? Who is the biker Taylor? Like, what do you guys think about that? Like when she pulls up the motorcycles, I didn't know really what that meant. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Let's have a chat about it. If you like this video, I'm trying some new like pop culture commentary videos. Do you guys like it? Do you like my commentary? Taylor, literally, look what you made me do. Taylor, you've got me on a Sunday night analyzing the visuals of your new video. I love this shit. I honestly, like, this is the stuff that excites me. Like tour visuals, music videos, references, performances, like self-referencing queens. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye guys.